Hi, welcome to another episode of I Love Youth Work. And on today's episode, you're going to see my brother Bob speaking to Marlijn Groen from the Netherlands. She's an amazing youth worker. She's the chairwoman of the Association of Youthworkers in the Netherlands. Enjoy the episode, get some value from it. Check her out online, her details will be below. And subscribe and share, please. Thank you.
Yo, and welcome to another episode of I Love Youth Work.
Hi, welcome to I Love Youth Work.
Welcome to another episode of I Love Youth Work.
Welcome to another edition of I Love Youth Work. That's the name.
I like youth work, and your mama loves youth work.
So, Marlijn is the chair of the Association of Youth Workers in Holland.
Yes.
And could you tell us a little bit about what your role involves?
At this point, we are trying to get more members because in Holland there's so much going on that I think it's really important that youth workers reunite again.
Yes.
And that's one part of the thing I'm going to do. The time that's coming. And I'm a bit an ambassador for youth workers out of whole of Holland. So I try to get myself included in conferences, meetings with governmental persons and management, stuff like that, just to explain what we do and why we do it, and why we are not per se the social worker but the youth worker.
Yeah.
And that's I think the main task that I have in the board.
So we've been speaking over the last couple of days about youth work, and I know you're a youth worker.
Yes.
What are some of your favorite moments about being a youth worker?
Wow. There's so much going through my mind right now, from the real beginning, which was 20 years ago now, up until just a few months ago. So, wow, what was my biggest achievement? Well, I think just the contact you have with youth, and the fact that it's all in the little things, you know.
Yeah.
It's more the fact that you see them instead of walking with their hoodies on, going inside and just ignoring you, to picking up the pace, looking you in the eye, giving you a hand, or just telling you that the fact that you just told them to do their homework, or something stupid like that, and they did, and they get a good grade, that it's thanks to me. And well, if they thank me, I'm like, no, you did it yourself.
Yeah.
You sometimes just need a little push. So it would be not fair to all the kids to just name one situation.
Yeah,
so,
and it's in the little things, and that's a common thing. And most of the youth workers watching this understand what you mean, because we talk about winning this prize or being this politician or this award. Most of the youth workers we've spoken about said it's in the little moments.
Always.
And, I know that you share that, and I know that you're a great youth worker at heart, and I wanted to say that. I wanted to say it publicly. You're one of the people that I know is a youth worker. We know them, we can smell them, we can see who youth workers are.
It's like little antenna.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yes, I think it's important that youth workers are included in the discussion, because otherwise it's going to be like this little group of grey people who are deciding for all of us, because we are quite on ourselves most of the time. So I think it's important that youth workers themselves sometimes step up and open their mouth a little bit louder than they usually do, because they're quite loud, but most of the time not per se to the persons who make the decisions.
Yeah.
And there are so many decisions made for us, and I know in Holland at this moment sometimes you feel a little bit schizophrenic, because what do you want from me? I did my job for 20 years like this, and it was okay, or better than okay, because I have to be proud, and it was just good. But nowadays...
So can you say a little bit about what the environment is in Holland?
Well, at this point, youth workers tend to be transferred to more like the social worker.
Okay.
So we get more tasks doing coaching and one-on-one coaching for that, and more in the family structure, more in the neighborhood structure with neighbors, and that always has been part of our task. But now when you introduce yourself as a social worker, then people don't really know what you can do for their youth. They are more like, well, okay, you're like more, well, I don't know how you said it in English, but for everybody.
Yeah,
And
not a specialist. Yeah.
so, and I think our power is that we understand youth. We know how to talk to them, but because we're adults ourselves, we also can translate their message to either neighbors, either politicians, either, well, you can name it. And I think we are such a important bridge, but we don't see ourselves like that.
Yes.
And sometimes we can be a little bit more proud. So what happened is that behind our backs, I have to do this, they changed our, well, title, and with that our our name, our our identity. Thank you. So I think for us at this moment in Holland, it's important to, like I said, reorganize again and make clear that it's quite important to have just youth workers.
Yes.
The people who are, just like I said, who are knowing what they're thinking, how and why they do stuff.
Yes.
Know why they sit on a bench with 15 kids in the park and apparently do nothing. But appearances are not always what they are, of course. So I know as a youth worker that when I see 15 kids in a park, they, one thing, don't have a place to organize, or just want to meet up outside because they just like to be there, and that they're a little bit loud. Well, you can ask kids if they can tone down, and sometimes when you go, if you go mad at them, they will be mad at you and they will come back. They are teenagers.
Yes.
Come on, everybody knows we all have been teenagers. So just let us do our job.
For sure. And so many of the youth workers watching this may have lost their jobs, they might be trying to find new jobs, and they're across the globe. Different environments, different cultures, different funding structures.
Yeah.
What message would you have for a youth worker watching this? And they could be in a village in Bangladesh, they could be in Australia, they could be in Canada, they could be in anywhere in Europe. What message would you like to give to other youth workers?
Open your mouth.
On that moment?
Yeah.
No,
but it's like I said, try to get yourself presented. If anybody asks you, what do you do? And you say, I'm a youth worker, and they're like, oh, you just play pool, and you just do this and that. We talked about that.
Yeah.
Be proud and own that, and explain maybe what you do and what that it's a meaning to an end, and not the end itself. Because otherwise, I could have had a career in another, in pool or football. So
I love that.
Just explain and try to do it in 1 or 5 minutes, because otherwise, I can talk about my job for ages, but sometimes someone just wants to know from what, for instance, a politician would really like to know within 2 minutes what you do with their money. And if you can explain yourself, then I think half the work has been done on that side of the job.
I like that. It's about being better at talking about what we do, celebrating it, and being proud.
And be proud, exactly. Yes.
Thank you so much for sharing
you.
your time.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching.